Hello, for today's piano Pandemictivites, we're back at the little harpsichord. As part of the ongoing pandemic crisis, I had to cancel a trip to the East Coast to purchase a new harpsichord for my institution, so we're keeping this little one going. So far it's surviving. What we're doing today is playing another Partimento. And this is a unfigured Partimento, which is my favorite kind. What that means is that you have the bass, but you have no figures, no numbers. And how does one figure out what's supposed to be happening harmonically and contrapuntally without any other information? That's what's so wonderful about the Partimento tradition, is that when you're trained in it, you know what cues are in the bass that suggest things, often more than one possibility, as to what could be happening in the upper voices. When you have a figured Partimento, of course, you have a little bit more explicit information, but still sometimes multiple possibilities. This is a little Partimento of Fenaroli, one of the great teachers of that tradition. And what's going on is he's showing what to do with a descending chromatic bass. And in this case, we're in A minor. And anyone who has studied the teachings of Fenaroli or Furno or Durante or anybody else knows that there are only a few possible ways to harmonize a descending chromatic bass. The most common way is with a series of sevenths and sixths. Okay? And I'm going to do something based on that idea, although it's also possible to do this. Use a series of 4/2 sonorities, which is a little bit more complex, a little bit more chromatic. Maybe some people would consider it a little more modern. So all of those are possibilities, and that's what's fun about Partimento, is that you can decide which way to do it. Another thing he's got included in the same one is an ascending chromatic line, and here it is in measure 12. And again, anyone versed in Partimento knows that ascending chromatic lines are going to be solved primarily with series of sixths and fifths, possibly sevenths. And so we might have something like this. Finally, another skill that this Partimento requires is distinguishing between bass notes that are structural or have to be harmonized, they're important, and those that are just passing, those that are just decorative. Because sometimes it's moving in quarter notes, even occasionally tied, but sometimes in eighth notes. And is every single one to be harmonized or only some of them? So it's a lot of fun to work that out and try all the different possibilities. Partimento is in this cool, weird space between theory and composition and improvisation and keyboard skills, where you're really learning on all of them. Ear training too, by the way. Ear training too. And music history. It's really everything. So, if you want to learn more about Partimento, I've got a list of resources in the description. I do a little bit of work in this area. I have friends who are excellent scholars, so I recommend all of their stuff. So check out the description for more on Partimento. And now I'll play a realization of this Fenaroli Partimento for you.